Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed. I'm here for my third race of the week. We're live with EU1 from the Sochi Autodrome for round 22 of the championship. Could be a deciding round. We'll have to wait and see what the night has in store for us. Got a very special man sat next to me in the commentary box. It is the mighty magician.
First time I've done commentary for EU1. Normally, I would know nobody, but looking at the grid, I know most of them.
Yeah, we've got a fairly eclectic mix tonight. Cars community coming out in force. EU1 doing themselves a great disservice by not having the attendance figures yet again, unfortunately. But thankfully, as we say, the rest of the community has stepped up and put together what could be a very interesting grid, actually, when all is said and done. Who's that first out? Is that Mitch Burns?
Yeah.
I do believe it is.
It'll be interesting to see whether people can actually improve, like improve from where they have performed earlier in the week.
So there are a couple of the EU1 heavyweights who have turned up tonight. Jensen is here, looking to all but seal his Drivers' Championship. Of course, officially he has already won it, but as he spoke about last week, he wants to win it mathematically over Passassin. As such, he needs, I think, it's 29 points to do that. So he can't win it outright tonight, but he can win the Constructors' Championship for Alpha Tauri. If Jensen and his teammate Charlie tonight end up scoring 20 points more than Aston Martin, sole representative of which is Matt tonight, standing in, then they will win the EU1 Constructors title.
Give Matt a chance, please.
Oh, I have faith. I have faith in the man, but he's already on the losing side, fighting 2-1. But the man knows what he's doing. So, Passassin, before he left, scored 273 points. Jensen, at the moment, has 278 points, so he is 5 clear, with 3 races to go, including this one, so that's 75 points in total. He needs a win tonight and will then need to get himself 22 points next week in Jeddah to absolutely win it without any shadow of a doubt. So let's see if he can put himself well on the way.
That should be everyone.
Fruitful is joining. That's making up our 17-man grid for tonight. On board with Mitch Burns, who's the first man to set a lap time. Of course, sets a purple sector 2. The AM2 champion, I believe, Mitch Burns.
And Spud is already in the wall.
I'd like to say it's a surprise, but Spud's not had the best of year. Mitch Burns then, first lap on the board, 31.3. Expect to see that time.
Next on the mediums.
Indeed it is. $31.4.
Next person not invalidated is Austin.
Let's jump on across. The other Alpine. Looking to try and replicate his teammate and put his car at the front of the pack. Bama with a very competitive time compared to Mitch Burns, but of course on a harder compounded tyre, so that's a harder time to get. Austin goes into third, 31.5.
Joe Prentice, penultimate corner.
He'll be coming through now. And he goes into fourth place, again on the medium tyre though. It's,
DJ Gill goes
and
first.
takes pole. 30.8 on the mediums. His links though Goes into second, 31.3 on a set of softs, and this is something we saw in EU3 actually on Tuesday. Some of the medium runners were able to put in times that the soft runners couldn't match. Now,
I think the
I don't know if
mediums
that happened last
aren't
night.
slow. The mediums aren't slow compared to the softs. Electric Blade goes 6th.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that sort of trend last night in qualifying, where the medium runners
Yeah,
were
it
able
was like
to.
the top 4 for all on them.
And it's just their ability to keep them in the temperature window, I think, isn't it? Jensen is on a lap
Yeah.
at the moment, but he has invalidated, so I wonder if he's
Invalidated,
going to go
yeah.
again.
Jack Walker's also invalidated, so I think the next one's Charlie, the EU3 reserve. Be interesting to see where he actually will perform, because he's had a few up and down races, but recently has been getting some very good results.
Yes. We'll keep an eye out for Charlie's time. I'm just going to ride on board with Jensen then as we head down towards what is officially turn 2, which is the first proper corner. Fruitful retiring there. That's
Charlie goes 6th, in between Electric Blade and Austin, so about where you would think.
Yep, solid time from Charlie. Jensen then. This is the man, the champion elect. Well, the champion runs deep, runs wide at turn 5. So come away, Don Armo then. Standing in for Calzo tonight in the Alfa Romeo. Heading into the final sector. No times on the board yet. Some of these guys will be looking just to get a time in there so that they can then push without having to worry about having to keep it in the lines necessarily to secure themselves not being on the back row. Donamo into 5th, 31.4.
We saw yesterday that he had very good qualifying pace. I think he qualified 3rd after literally throwing it into the final corner. Lost it on the exit of the final corner and lost his front tyre, which was very dramatic. Last ditch effort.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing something in the chat about him saying he lost it to the final corner. I wondered if it was qualifying or the race.
Yeah, it was qualifying, and he got 2nd row. But his teammate, Honzo, in the back straight.
Riding on board. Heavy braking's on there, down into turn 13, I want to say.
I think it's really close between all the way from like Lynx to Electric Blade. It's only half a second.
Yeah.
So I feel like Honzo can fit anywhere in that.
He's on the medium tyre, so it's a little bit more.
All fits at the back.
Yeah, although
Bit surprising, maybe.
He might be short shifted into 8th unless he's using automatic gears. I don't think he's going.
He's not
again.
using ERS. He's not using ERS.
Yeah, so he's going to have a recharge lap and maybe go again.
He's got no fuel, does he?
I mean, it'll say he's on low fuel thing. Yeah, we can look and see how much he's on. He has at the moment. Oh yeah, half a lap of fuel, so he's definitely not going again.
Matty's just started his lap.
Let's ride on board with him then. And I know he listens to the stream when he drives, so no pressure, Matt. Standing in the Aston tonight would, of course, normally be in a Williams. Nice and tidy there through turn 5.
Running high off the momentum yesterday, getting that 3rd place.
Best result of the season, I think, for Matt.
No, he got P2 in round 4 at Italy. I think it's his first on-track podium, because he got one post-race.
Nice to know. See, this is a man who does his research, everybody. Which I half-arse, if I'm brutally honest. So, Matt going for a lap on the mediums. times are looking good. He is a couple
you'd
of
think
tenths
he's gonna-
off the back end steps out, lose him a couple of tenths. I'm gonna
think that might put him at the back.
say 8th, just in front of Electric Blade.
I think about, yeah, just by Jay Francis.
It would have been, wouldn't it, if he'd not had that slip.
It's time for Thomas. Final corner. Looks good. Goes forward.
31-3, there we go. Thomas not racing with us next season, so he's got 3 races left for his last hurrah. He'll still be with Cos, of course, and he'll still have his dulcet tones commentating next season. Just choosing not to race due to real world commitments. You know, life gets in the way.
Bama goes pole, whereas Mitch goes third.
Good lap from both of them.
So Mercedes 1-2.
Mercedes 1-2. And the man who I think could knock him off top spot there, Bama, is currently in 14th place without a time being set. But this isn't unexpected from Bama. He had a lot of pace on Tuesday.
Yeah.
In EU3, ended up
come through the final corner. He might maybe top 6. Get 6
into 6th. Good call. So let's see. Is Matt going again?
Yeah, he is. He's improved by 2 tenths.
Yep.
And it's got much cleaner. So maybe Austin. Maybe that P8.
Maybe.
This.
P9. That'll do though.
A pretty slow final sector.
So at the moment then, top 10, we have 2 runners on the medium tyres. That's Matt currently in P9 and DJ Gill currently in P2. Everybody else on the softs. Let's wait and see.
4 tenths up.
So that would put him around Matt and Charlie if he holds it through that final sector.
And these softs must be quicker than his mediums on the previous run, so he might gain 6 tenths. I think he'll put it around Austin if he keeps it clean.
Let's have a look.
So far he has.
Through the final
Good
corner.
Final corner. Ooh.
31-1 goes into P4. Final sector, the soft tyres working well there. Kept them in the temperature window because it's all 90-degree corners and off-camber sections, so the grip is important.
Charlie, I think, is going. Final corner.
2
tenths
of a second.
Could be an... Ooh. Yeah. Still good lap. He's on the mediums as well, so...
Yeah, that could be crucial come the end of the session. Speaking of, is that Electric Blade?
Highest run on the mediums, I think.
No, DJ Gill's still in
second. Second best. He'll be happy with that.
He will. So we've got just under 5 minutes to go on our screen, so it's probably going to be more like...
I've got 3.5. Well,
3:45. You've got 3:45. I've got 4:30. And I bet it's going to be like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see how much Dynamo can improve. One tenth. That would put him up to 5th at the moment.
Yeah, so it's half a tenth in the first sector, and then about the
another
same,
half a tenth.
Yeah, in the second sector.
And he's going to pit.
Yeah, so that's
lost a bit too much.
Yeah, it's not worth the effort. Electric Blade has retired in the pits, so that's him done. Jumping across to Jensen, then he's coming around to start a lap. Fresh set of soft tyres. No second attempt on those mediums.
Jack Corky has invalidated another lap. I think he will start last because he has not set a single time. Well, I say last, there's only 2 people behind him that can set a lap.
Let's see what Jensen can do. This will be a run for pole. And if any man is going to knock those 2 Mercedes off their perch, it's the man we're watching right now.
I'll compare his lap to...
Oh, runs deep again.
I was gonna say I'll compare him to Bama, but he's already invalidated at the first time. So nobody's on a flying lap at the moment. So, yeah.
Bama's coming out again though. So it obviously doesn't feel comfortable up there. DJ Girl's going to
Jack Walker's
stay.
pitting. So I think the next person to do a lap is Bama.
There's, yeah, it'll be Bama, then Mitch Burns, then Lynx.
Do you know what's interesting? DJ Gill has the fastest middle sector on the mediums.
Yeah.
You thought they would have.
Well, middle
stroke,
sector's probably
medium
it's high speed, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lot of high downforce corners rather than your mechanical grips. So
you don't really need the grip of the
tyre.
softs.
The tyre performance isn't the most important thing, but it could mean, depending on what his sector 1 is like compared to Mitch Burns, who has the fastest there, he's a 10th down through there. And I would imagine that's all going to be through corner exit. So it could be he's actually running quite a low downforce setup. We'll have to wait and see.
Has matched his first sector. Good sign.
Yeah. Marginal improvement, I think, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Very marginal. But Mitch Burns as well, he's matched his first sector. So we're watching Jensen. I will let you know, everybody, what his sectors are like compared to everybody else's. So we're looking in the top right hand corner of our screens for a 33.0 or a 33.1 from Jensen. 33.0, he's on pace with the leaders. He's 7 thousandths slower than the fastest time through that first sector.
We're going to have a slight improvement for pole, but a slight one nonetheless.
Bama. 30.5. Lynx is on a very quick lap though. He's taking the middle sector off DJ Gill at the moment. Jensen coming through.
Very quick middle sector.
4.3. Jensen's beaten that.
A little bit wide in the final corner. Takes P2. Bama's still on pole.
Here comes Jensen though into the final sector.
Mitch pitting.
14 and 15. 15 and 16 even. Just 16, 17 and 18 to go. Runs very wide on 17. Gets away with it. Comes across. This is for pole. Surely there it is. 30.3. One shot qualifying for Jensen, but that's what a man of his calibre can produce when he has to.
And Jack Hawkey can't set a lap time. His qualifying's over.
Let's have a look at Mr.
Donamo.
Let's have a look at Mr. Andy Wu. Last minute substitute in the McLaren. Very quick through the middle sector, but not enough to take the fastest time away from Jensen.
P6 for Donamo.
Good job from Donamo. I have a feeling if he can keep it together, Andy's going to end up coming top 5 here.
6 and P12.
Here we go. McLaren coming through the final corner. This could be a top 5. Here we go, top 3, 30.6.
The other McLaren, not really improving.
No, he's way down, and he's invalidated as well. So,
Konzo, and I think he may have lost a bit too much time there.
Yeah, Konzo, the one man I think who is really going to struggle at the moment. He's not in the position he would want to be in. He improves his time, but doesn't really improve his position. Not to where he'd want to be.
I think that's it.
Austin is on his way around, but he's not setting a time. Yeah, so that's going to be it then. That's all she wrote. Jensen takes pole then, although it was tense for a minute, with a 1:30.3. Bama in second, 30.5. And Andy Wu, formerly known as Schwarner, in third with a 30.6. From P3 to
P13 is a second.
Yeah.
And we've got all these tiers as well, so it's really close.
Yeah, it is, and it just shows. I mean, the likes of Jensen could do a 30.3 in his sleep.
Well,
and I
and you'd
imagine.
have to think that the Mercedes and P5, who is on the mediums,
Yeah.
probably could have got P2, at least.
Well,
I don't want to say if he could have.
I don't know what the delta is between tyres here.
Oh, apparently it's 5.5 a second, but people say it's
It's
3.5.
theoretical, isn't it? But it never works that way. So yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that Gil could probably have got. Well, he could have challenged for pole then. Actually, called before we started the stream. He's in with a shout. He's going to be in with a good shout of winning though, being on the medium tyres in 5th position. Links in 4th, just to carry on from where we left off. Mitch in 6th. Donamo 7th, Jay Prentice 8th, Thomas in 9th, and Electric Blade in 10th. Those 10 have to start on the tyres they've just set their times on. So that's softs for everybody except DJ Gill, who is on the mediums. Outside the top 10, they've got a free choice. They can do what they like. That's Charlie in 11th, Austin 12th, Conzo 13th, Matt 14th, Jack Hawkey 15th with no time set, and then Spod, who retired on track, and Fruitful, who joined late, so has no time available. So as we've seen all week, one stop soft to medium or vice versa is possible. Two stop
easily as well.
Two stop not so much, but we might see someone go onto it if we get a well-timed safety car. Should be coming in for stops between laps 9 and 12, depending on how careful they've been on their tyres. But we'll be able to see all of that with the magic of TAS as we're heading through.
And over the past few nights, we've seen almost everyone outside the top 10 go mediums. So yeah. I don't think we'll see different.
No, I agree with you. We might see someone maybe... Because, I mean, Bama tried it on Tuesday. He went softs and gained, I think it was 6 places off the first
But then Bama
lap.
is on the front row, so
yeah, he is on the front row now. Yeah, I think we might see Conzo try something like that because he's out of position.
I think we might see Jack Walk as well because he didn't actually set a proper lap time. He invalidated all of them. So I think he may try something different to show where he actually
as well
is.
From 17th, the People's Champion.
Yeah.
Although he might go for the safe option, knowing that he's got the pace to overtake most of the cars in front of him. We'll wait and see. 10 seconds to go before we can delve into our tyre choices and critique people from somewhere where they can't get us. We'll lock the door. Just waiting for Bama then. Here we go. Let's have a look.
Don't think anyone's going to touch the hards as well.
No one is. So outside the top 10, of course, free choice of tyres. We've got mediums for everybody except for Jack Hawkey, who's gone softs. He's going for the overtakes. He has split his strategy with his teammate, who's just behind him, which in itself is a fairly smart call if we get a safety car at the right time.
I feel like I almost said that.
Oh, you did call Jack Hawkey, to be fair.
Yeah.
You did. So I think, looking at the tyres that people have gone for, Fruitful will be one to watch regardless. He'll make his way through the pack. Conzo the same.
Who's your top 3 then?
Barring any catastrophes, Jensen should win this. And I think he should win it fairly comfortably. From the pace he's had all week, Bama I think will be up there. Whether he'll be on the podium, I don't know.
Well, as much as it pains me to say it, I think it will be Mercedes 1-2.
Oh, you are a brave man. I'm going to put Jensen first, Link second, and Gill third.
Yeah, I think it'll be a Mercedes 1-2 and then Jensen third.
Only time will tell. 27 laps until the destiny of this race is written.
It'll be interesting to see if the two on the second row can get to that slipstream and maybe make it 3 wide.
I was going to say, yeah, they are in the prime position right now. I would imagine it's probably going to be Andy using the better spot because he's on the outside as well for that innocuous looking turn 1. Saw a massive pile up there in EU4 on Monday. People going at 2 wide, and then there is a little alcove on the left hand side as you drive down it. We'll look at it from the right, but if you get it wrong, that's basically a one-way ticket out of the race. But we'll soon see what happens. 5 red lights show. Out they go, and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix in Sochi.
Lynx
It's a
has
poor
got a good
start.
start.
Yeah, Lynx has got a great start. Donamo further back, not such a good one, but I think he's managed to hold position. Jensen trying to defend, but Andy there caught in the mix with other cars, can't make a move on it. Lynx trying to squeeze his way through around the outside of turn 3, which he has now done. Charlie's retired.
And Spud.
And Spud as well, and I wonder whether that's going to be the same as what happened with Roland and Mitch on Tuesday, where Roland lost it and Mitch ended up.
Got no win.
Yeah, and then Mitch ended up collecting the stricken Red Bull. Fruitful as well, wingless, and we've got a little bit of damage for the other Williams of Thomas as well, although very, very minor, so we shouldn't have any issues.
Car, so I think they might just all pit.
Maybe.
Mitch down 8 places.
Yeah, and if he was caught up in that, then that'll be why.
But Lynx, what a start.
Yeah, great drive from Lynx. It's the sole Ferrari tonight, so I'm pleased he's up there. Bama dropping down 2. I think Jensen did the early Schumi chop across the grid to block Bama from getting the better run through turn 1, and that allowed Lynx to sort of slither up between Andy and Bama, take second place
on board with the second Mercedes, and he's already burning fuel.
Okay, so we've got Jensen, Lynx, Andy, and that's it. Bama is going to stay out,
like he did on Tuesday.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. DJ goes through as well, as he would expect it to do. It's going to be medium tyres for all those guys stopping.
Thomas is in P3, just want to say that.
Good man, Thomas. He's going for the alternative strategy. Konzo, Matt and Austin, of course, starting on the mediums. They will stay out. Donamo is in as well. Fruitful in with 4 wing damage. Otherwise he would have stayed out. Fresh set of hard tyres going on his car. He's going to try something different. He'll probably try and get to the end on those now, barring another safety car.
What tyre did he start on?
Medium.
Do you think he might pit again to get back on the mediums?
He might cycle, yeah.
So he can just go to the end.
Yeah,
and if it's not just the end, he then might be able to go into another set of mediums.
He might cycle, yeah. We'll find out.
The hards are very slow.
I mean, the main problem with the hards is getting them up to temperature. If he's got a setup that's bad on its tyres, then they'll be okay, but no one intentionally makes a setup that's bad on tyres. So very rarely do you have any that work, and Fruitful is one of those that has setups that work for everybody. So I would imagine he's not going to have any sort of tyre ruining setup features. You might see him box again. Let's wait and see. Bama leading the way then from his teammate behind. Thomas in 3rd place. A little bit of wing damage still for Thomas's car. Of course he has to, tactically he has to stay out now. Pitting after a full lap behind the safety car would put him at the very back. And of course
it would be interesting to see where he falls into this race. when
Will
like
be, yeah.
everyone's made their pit stops.
Is he going in? No. That was either a cheeky little fake or he's trying to keep out of the way of the two Mercedes ahead. Avoid any penalties, which is a smart move. And as you called it, fruitful in to cycle tyres. Let's see what he goes for. Should be another set of mediums, I would have thought.
Yeah, the mediums is. Have you gone on Discord and seen what Spud just posted?
I have not. Let's have a look. Let's have a looky at what the mighty Spud has put in. Ah, yeah. Spud, the unfortunate victim there in someone else's accident. Which we've seen a lot of that this week as well, actually. The Wizard had it on Tuesday. We had Mitch be caught up in one with Roland that wasn't anything to do with him on Tuesday as well. We've had that one tonight. I don't know if there was any yesterday that you spotted.
I think it was actually pretty clean. I don't think anyone had like a big bit of contact. I think it was just a few people spinning because early in our race, when EU2, it was already raining, so people were already playing it safe. Dry tyres on a wet track. Safety car in
this lap. So looking at the guys who've not stopped then, of course, from 4th, 5th and 6th, those guys are on fresh tyres compared to everybody else. So their tyre wear is looking good. The front runners though, Bammer, as we saw on Tuesday, very, very good in his tyres.
I feel like Bammer's going a bit fast.
Well, he might as well. There's no reason for him to slow the pack down. And if it's his teammate behind him, so if he can drag him with him, then that should defend them both from
Jensen
Thomas.
Already trying to overtake Austin. A great restart.
Yeah. And that should be an easy move for a man of his calibre, although Austin's going to put up a fight for it. But through goes Jensen, look straight up there into P6.
Or side by side.
That should be Jensen's now.
Right, is he going to try and go on Matty as well?
He is.
He is. Yes.
Respect shown for the two of them. Lynx trying to make a move on Austin now as well, be opportunistic.
Matty holds it around the outside, still side by side.
That's Jensen's position now. Lynx through on Austin as well.
Now Andy's looking at a move. No, you can't overtake into that corner.
On board with Andy then we can see.
Mitch is round.
Fortunate for Mitch, here comes Andy though. Austin goes to the inside of the isn't straight, which will be the outside going into the braking zone, but the inside of the hairpin. So this is one of those braking zones you've got to think maybe 4 corners ahead. Andy going with the switchback that will then put him on the outside.
And we see a battle right in front of Link's path and Matty.
So he can now follow Jensen up the order. Andy caught the curb there and it just bumped the car wide. Clipped the back end of Austin, held the slide, but has lost the position to Don Amo in the process. Let's see, P1 and P3 on the soft tyres, everybody else on a set of mediums.
So even though Thomas has very light damage, do you think that it feels worse? Because I feel like certain damage, just even though it's only slight, feels massive. It's already dropped over a second to the cars in front.
Yeah, it's tearing through his tyres for one, but that slight damage will affect the whole airflow over the car. So it might be 3% damage to the left-hand side, but then that's and that's going to be a drop of maybe 9–10% of the downforce that wing's going to produce.
And
so
depends on what side as well, because certain corners is going to make that really tricky.
Yeah, so it's
and
on
really
the
unstable.
left-hand side, so right-hand turns will be really difficult, which around here is the side you don't want it to be.
But with this slight damage, there's about to lead Mercedes swapping. I think that's pretty simple. Wasn't hard depending, but this slowing down may allow the Mercedes to pull away.
Might do. I mean, we know Bama has to stop, so it's only Gill that is the main problem. Conzo behind should clear Thomas this time around.
Well, you say that they have to pit, but everyone else still has to do 25 laps on these mediums. I know they can do it, but it's not like they're going to be fresh at the end.
We're going to see Conzo and maybe Jensen as well get a move done on Thomas here.
Both passed.
Jensen's gone for the double. We had a really poor camera angle of it, but Jensen's got the double move done and made up into third place.
Fruitful going for the switchback on Jack Hawkins. Austin spun and got damage.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage to the right-hand side of his wing.
And Jack Hawkins going side by side.
Up towards turn 6. Fruitful round the outside. Can he hold it? Just gets squeezed by the Red Bull. Has to concede that battle. Jack Hawkins not giving up without a fight.
Fruit sends it. And also pushes him off. The wall.
Careful, lads.
And is it for you that Fruit doesn't have a helmet?
Yeah. So Fruitful is always the one without a helmet. Lynx now getting past Thomas with DRS. Ferrari now up with the other two leaders of this tier, or at least normally anyway. Two Mercedes still out front. Bama still holding on to the back of his teammate, only half a second in it. Those two, I imagine, will just hold formation now. Try and use that DRS between them to keep the charging Jensen well and truly behind. 1.8 seconds now, 1.9 rather, the gap between them. Could see a move from Lynx here on
DRS, isn't it?
Yeah. And
he'll gain like 2 tenths more back in here, yeah.
As you see, Austin into the pits. On board with Lynx then following Conzo through the long left-hander of turn 3.
That's Thomas. He spins at the end of that long turn.
You've got damage as well.
Has to wait for everyone. And at the back we have both Williams and both Alpines.
It's a shame. But long way to go yet, 20 laps. When we cross the line next time around. So plenty of time for them to make up some ground. Closing in on Conzo then, as we are with Lynx, but it's not going to be close enough to get past. Lynx has got the DRS, but so has Conzo. Jensen's nearly cleared Conzo. In fact, he has now cleared Conzo. This next corner is going to be all important.
He's going to use Conzo's using that ERS. Wow, looking at the ERS amount of Jensen.
What's he got? 9%. I think he's trying to clear.
You can see it from Conzo's point of view. Flashing light.
Yeah. Battery trying to recharge.
Both Mercedes in that modest amount as well, so
yeah, 40s.
To be fair, quite a lot of people are running quite low in the RS apart from Conzo.
I think a lot of it is to do with the fact we've had a restart and a lot of movement in that restart from people who've been out of position because of their pit stops. It causes no end of drama. It's great.
But there's a massive DRS trend. You would have thought that you would be saving so much from that.
Well, they'll be able to now. It's sort of settled. But I think the big movers with the Jensen console links, and I mean they've dropped Andy now, but he was in that group initially.
Yeah,
Those
Bama's
guys have been on the
backing off
move.
at the end of the straight. He's not
Yeah.
even thinking about making a move. But Matty round the outside.
To retake, P6 runs
Ooh,
deep.
goes the Donamo. Does he do it? No.
Quite close enough.
Oh,
He
is
might
that
have a run
through?
into turn 2 though.
No damage, just spun.
That's fruitful.
Yeah. Loses probably about 6 seconds. When he goes, loses it. Does finish pass.
Some warm tyres there.
Konzo
Wow.
out the DRS. Does Lynx make the move?
Yep, Lynx is up into 4th place, as long as he can hold it. We're watching with Donamo to see if Matt could get close to Andy. Couldn't do it. And the Electric Blade 9 laps in is the first man on the naughty step. We can see him there behind us. Joe Prentice as well. Jack Orkey's still in this fight as well. Great battle for P6 emerging here. 6 cars in it.
To be honest, since the time that it took Jensen to pass those few cars, he's only gained half a second.
Yeah, but he's had no ERS to push with, and both those Mercedes are working together.
Yeah, but Bama's just sitting behind. But he's still not got a lot of ERS. I don't know why. Is he trying to battle him and just can't, or?
He'll be trying to stick with him. It's going to be.
I'll just try to save because he's getting so close on the straights, but he's got not much ERS.
Staying within the DRS is going to mean that he can stretch those softs longer because he can look after them in the corners. I mean, right now his most worn tyre is the front left, which of course is natural for a right-hand circuit, as we see Andy coming into the pits early.
That is early.
No damage that I can see, and he's retired. So I wonder if there's been a reason that he's had to bail out suddenly.
Yeah.
Which is a shame if it is. He was in a good position.
Maybe thinking about making a move on Electric Blade down the inside.
On the brakes, makes it stick.
Gets it done. Electric Blade trying to get back. But as I was saying in the stream yesterday, it's really difficult to get the run around the outside because you're traveling so much more distance. You have to ahead before you even start turning.
Yeah, there was who was it who was master at it on Tuesday? There was someone who was lining people up into what is turn 2, but we'll call it turn 1, but was forcing them to go defensive rather than trying to make the move up the inside himself. And when they did that, the drive out of turn 2 and 3 was so poor that they could just swing it around the outside. No, it was Shane on Monday in EU4 was doing it. It was brilliant tactically from him. And he got maybe 3 or 4 moves done.
Jensen's within DRS.
There we go. As Bama now pits.
So he doesn't actually have it. Jensen doesn't get DRS.
No, he won't.
Because it's right here. Actually, no, it's literally just going into the pits.
Yeah, doesn't have it though. If that was intentional, that's great play from Mercedes. I doubt it will be.
Either way, that's about the time that he pit, and that's Austin.
Austin has crashed, and we've got a full safety car.
Comes up right in front of Bama. I don't know what that means for his race.
He needs everyone around him to stop to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, he's just been caught out.
Wouldn't you think that most people would pit anyway, just to be safe? I think you might see a few people stay out, but I think majority of people might pit. The difficult one is DJ Gill, Konzo and Matty, because they need to go onto the softs or hards if they want to go to the end.
They have to stay out, those 3, unless they're going to go for the hards.
I think it's softs. I think softs.
Well, if they go for softs, they have to stop at least once more anyway. Whereas if you stay out, you can take the risk of another safety car coming out in maybe 5 or 10 laps time, and then you can guarantee yourself getting to the end on a set of softs, and everyone else will pit. If those 3 pit now, they have to go to the hards. Otherwise, they're going to have to cycle tyres.
Basically, this is a big strategy race, even though there's not much strategy around this track.
It's the timing of the safety cars which is going to be causing them all headaches. I think we might see Lynx try something. Did we do? He's going to come in, as is Konzo. Jensen's going to stay out. And judging by...
Joe Prentice, Jack Walkie, a lot of them are pitting.
Yeah, so they're
probably all going to go mediums. It'll be interesting to see what Matt goes on.
Matt and Konzo as well, actually.
Yeah.
See, Konzo, I think Konzo... Yeah, Konzo's going to go for soft. And
Matt's
going to go soft as well. Interesting.
Electric Blaze, pick softs.
Majority of guys going for a fresh set of mediums, which will now see them to the end, unless we get a late safety car and they'll pit again for a set of softs. Bama going to come out in 6th place after his pit stop, which...
It's going to drop him behind Lynx, which he probably won't like.
No, but he might have the pace to challenge that. Fruitful has stayed out. Of course, he doesn't have to stop again. He can go straight to the end here, as can Donamo and Jensen. DJ Gill, of course, has to stop. And I think he's going for the strategy of, well, I might as well stay out, otherwise I'm going to have to 2-stop from here. Or go on the hards, which is basically 2-stopping in next to the time you lose. I mean, all told, I think, depending on what happens later on in the race, this could put the likes of Lynx and Bama in prime position. Of course, we would never discount Jensen at all, because the guy is an absolute machine, as he's proven all year.
I wouldn't even discount anyone. Everyone is like anyone from I feel like Konzo down, they could easily all battle each other for the rest of the race. And I feel like anyone currently in the top 6 could battle for the podium. So it's like...
I think the only man in the top 6 who is out of position is probably Donamo.
Yes. We saw this yesterday. He does have the 1 lap pace, but in the race he does seem to fall back a bit. So if he's able to maybe sit on the back of a few of these people in DRS, I think he'll stay there. But if these people start pushing big laps in, I think he'll drop back.
We'll see a real slogging match between the two out front, I think, and Fruitful will want to be in on that. Lynx and Bama will want to try and take advantage of the freshness of their tyres as well, and probably try and get at least up onto that battle. So Dynamo's going to have to find maybe 2 or 3 qualifying laps in order to hold that position. And have a chance of staying with the group.
It all depends on the restart.
It does. So whilst we're behind the safety car, everybody watching at home, we hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're watching this back later on YouTube, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can hit follow. You can interact with us on stream. And of course, if you are feeling very generous, then you can subscribe on here as well. But, make sure you head over and follow us on all the socials. You can stay up to date with everything at Contest of Speed. So DJ Gill's going to be hoping for another accident before the end of this race, or he's going to be hoping that he can put in some monstrous laps and get himself a big enough gap to be able to stop and then close back the difference. I have a feeling the form is the only way he's going to pull it off.
I wouldn't object to seeing someone at the front pushing in some fast laps and then pitting, but the issue is the person behind him is Jensen. And I feel like that may hinder him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jensen doesn't take the lead into turn 2.
Depends if he's awake on the restart.
We've not had the... There we go, there's the call from the safety car coming in this lap.
Because they weren't actually on the back of it.
Yeah. So as you can see there, tyre choices: front 3 on
He's
old
really
mediums,
slowing them up.
front 4
He's
even
I
on
think
old
I
mediums.
think he's gonna go early. I think even at the exit
Yeah.
of the chicane, I think he's just gonna go that early.
I think you might be right. Got a little blister forming on the front left there. So top 4 on old mediums, 5th, 6th new mediums, 7th, 8th softs, 9th, 10th mediums, 11th
The earlier
soft,
you
and 12th
go,
and 13th
the more
mediums.
the pack disperses.
Yeah. And then the bigger chance you've got of being able to catch your opponent off guard as well. But if... Oh, he's gone. He's gone through turn 17. But I think Jensen's stuck with him. Indeed he has. Jensen got a much better drive.
Someone who hasn't is through. They're going 3 wide.
We can see it behind us. Coming through, 3 wide. Links, Dynamo and Fruitful.
Links with a brilliant restart yet again. Making 2 moves into turn 2.
Squeezes
Can
Fruitful.
he hold it? No.
Not quite. I think he would have had to relinquish that position. Look at Bama though, charging through on the inside of Dynamo. Has to go defensive into turn 4.
No one. I feel like it's really good because I don't feel like anyone's been taken out with the amount of side-by-side action we've seen here.
No, we've got a little bit of damage on Konzo's car, which is really something he could have avoided. Or could have done with avoiding, rather, considering he's on the softs. But he will have the opportunity to stop again, probably, before the end of the race. Fruitful then dropping down to 4th. Links already a second clear and on the back of the 2 leaders.
I was going to say Fruit might lose another position.
And there we go, Jensen
race lead.
going around the outside of the hairpin on DJ Gill, which returns to the inside of turn 14 and takes the lead.
Is that
Links right behind them both as well.
I thought it was going to be something happen, but no, it's just multiple people going side by side.
Bama did get ahead of Fruitful there, and he is right on the back of this lead trio as well. In fact, he's within a second now.
So DRS next lap.
Yeah. Once that activates, we'll be away. Could we see a move by Links on Gill into turn 2?
I think we may see a top 4 just push away.
Possibly, yeah. Fruitful, I'm surprised actually at his poor restart, although if that was to do with tyre temperature, they will be back up to temperature now. These 3 at the front, line astern, and now we're starting to see the penalties roll in as the field tightly packed together, so it begins to scrap for every possible position.
Bama's very quick through this middle set, so he's went from about 9/10 to half a second now. I don't know if but Fruit's also kept with him, so I don't know if it's just like
I think it's few. Yeah, I think it's that Jensen is slower through certain corners because he's looking after his rear tyres. Gill is lagging around a little bit for Links as well, so that might be a contributing factor.
Oh, Matty and Dynamo side by side. Does he go around the outside? He does.
Former teammates, of course.
On the soft tyres, making the move stick. And 2 people pet. Electric and Jack Walkie. I think they both got damage.
Yep, they do. DRS activated as Electric Blade retires. Links not able to make a move on DJ Gill, but goes into the back of him, and that's wing damage for the Ferrari. And he's lost a position to Bama. We've seen it a couple of times on the lap before, where he got very close and clipped the back of the Mercedes. This time went too hard into the back of the Merc, and that's pretty much going to be him relying on a safety car to bring himself back into contention for the victory. Matt, though, on those soft tyres, the man on a mission now, closing in on the back of Konzo. Of course, the second Alfa Romeo carrying damage from that restart.
Oh, who's up? Oh, it's just Links letting everyone through.
Yeah.
Matt making another move.
Simple pass on Konzo.
Making full use of those softs.
Yeah. He's now in the window for a fresh set of softs to get him to the end, but of course we're only a couple of laps into that set's life, so he won't go for that. Might try and stretch him out, but I would say by the amount he's attacking, that's not his plan at all. Meanwhile, it's going to be a pair of Mercs attacking.
Oh, they go side by side. It's a bit rough.
This is where Gill needs to let Bama go because he's on fresher tyres.
I wouldn't have thought that I would have seen Bama battling Jensen for the lead earlier tonight.
No, and on equally worn tyres as well.
Well, no, Bama's got the best tyres out of all of them.
Oh, yeah, he has out of this group, yeah. Good point,
He's
yeah.
literally like with Jay Prentice, Mitch, and then obviously the two at the back now, fresh stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're the only people that are easy to the end. I think everyone else is going to struggle at the end. Well, someone who won't struggle at the end is obviously DJ Gill because, you know, he has to hit. He has not made a stop.
I mean, if we look,
Bama,
he's gonna go for it, isn't he? Jensen will hold the right hand side because that's.
he's not using. Is he not even using DRS?
I think he closed it.
I think he's saving ERS.
Yeah.
So when he overtakes him, he can push.
Looking
Just
at
swap
the
it out
figures, all three of those front runners are running low on ERS.
Yeah.
Gill in particular, as we see him slide out of turn 16 now.
He has been on those sites every lap though, so
Mm-hmm.
he might, I think he's either waiting for a safety car or he may be.
Now I think we'll see a
just
move from Bama.
pushing these to the end.
DRS opens, Jensen defends, but I think it could be a foregone conclusion. Here it is, Bama takes the lead of the race. And now we'll see what he's made of. This is where he has to really push and take advantage of the 9 laps he has.
Well, Mitch goes round the outside of Konzo at turn 3. It is turn 3, isn't it? The long one.
I think officially it's turn 4 actually, because there's a little kink on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, I don't know if that will count as a 1 or not.
Well, they count that little kink on the straight as turn 1, so
Yeah.
let's try to get the corner count up. Let's take a leaf out of Austria's book. Actually, no, they do the same, don't they? Going up the hill's technically a corner.
Yeah, and at Bahrain, there's a double. The final corner is like an actual double turn.
Yeah.
15 and 16.
Yeah, ridiculous. Thomas going for a move on Konzo now. The Alpha still struggling with that damage. Has nothing really to defend with. And the Williams goes through into 9th place.
I feel like Mitch is in a hard position because he's just got the driver in front of him in Jay Prentice. Obviously, known for running a lot higher speed than most people in a straight line. Makes it really hard to pass him in a DRS train.
Does, and of course he has DRS from Donamo ahead of us as well. So we're right on board with Mitch.
Something that's interesting is the top 3. None of them have DRS.
No, Matt
It was
going
pure
for
slipstream that made them catch up to each other.
Matt.
Oh, Mitch around the outside. Ooh, Joe Francis pushes him wide. Or pushes them off the track.
Give him
They
the
both
position,
go
I
off.
think, in the end.
Yeah.
No damage for the two. It's not that we can see. As Jack Hawkey into the pits to retire, links with the new fastest lap. He's not given up on his race just yet, because he needs a safety car to make it work. But he'll keep going to the end.
If one person retires, he's in the points.
Of course, we would expect to see Konzo pit for a new front wing and a fresh set of tyres, maybe Matt as well. And obviously DJ
I was going to say
has to
something, like, we've got, what, 8 laps?
They could make
needs
it.
To stop.
DJ Gill is the only one who has to stop.
So if
they can keep them going, then they could do it.
was gonna say, like, who's currently net P3? Like, is it Mitch or is it like someone else?
Well, I mean, on paper it's Matt. Matt doesn't have to stop again. Those tyres will make it. I'm going to try and do. So how many have we got to go?
I think
eight.
if
Is it
Mitch,
eight?
Mitch
No,
might have a chance. We got 8 to go now.
Yeah, 8 to go now. So completed 7 on them.
I think Mitch is going to make a move now.
Yeah, we can see it ahead of us. Easy enough for Mitch. Closes the DRS once he's through as well.
Oh, DJ Gill gets a penalty.
Ooh, and any chance he had, I think there.
Even if there is a safety car.
Yeah, that's now going to jeopardise him massively, those 3 seconds. Just trying to do the maths on Matt's tyre situation. So he's done 7 laps and a bit on them.
Somewhat on the safety car as well.
Yeah, he could, in theory... In
If
theory,
like
he can make it. But it will be... It will
you have
be
to compare
very, very
him, though,
close.
you have to compare him to Fruits.
Oh, Jake Prentice has lost it! We're riding on board, just took too much curb.
It'll be
No
interesting
damage
to
that I can
compare
see.
to Fruits tyres as well.
Yeah, Fruits tyres...
They'll be like 25 laps old and that.
Yeah, Fruits tyres are worse off than Matt's, obviously, but not by as much as you'd imagine. It's closing up quite rapidly.
And that's
Lynx as well. Is that more damage for Lynx, is it? No, but he's got some very warm tyres, I think.
Yeah. Bama has pulled another second on Jensen.
We said on Tuesday that Bama had incredible pace around here. We didn't think it was quite this good. And I know DJ Gill's going to be hoping for a safety car. I have a feeling he might go all the way to lap 25, 26 before he stops.
Yeah.
If it
wait
means...
as late as possible for a safety car.
Yeah. Well, what's the latest it could... Latest it could come out is end
24.
of 23, right? On to 24.
I think if it comes up 24, it comes in 25.
Yeah. So I think the latest it will come out is if we have a crash at the end of lap 23. On to lap 24.
And we only have 11 people, so the chances are pretty low. But not 0.
Yeah, we've had 2 spins and contact with the wall on that last lap alone. From P10 and P11. But at the moment, with a full length pit stop, if he has to make one, and those 3 seconds, DJ Gill will be behind Lynx once the race finishes.
But then that is then DJ Gill on fresh softs, so.
Yeah, but if he's going to keep going this far, he might as well wait until the very, very end.
Well, if he pits now, he's what? P10. He finishes P10 at best.
Well, there's some other guys with penalties in front of him, depending on how big they are. Let's have a look. So Conso's got a 5-second penalty, so I think he might be able to get him.
So out of the top 5, there is a certain Aston Martin that is within DRS range of the Mercedes.
There is, but there's also Williams closing him down.
Well, I think he's just not dropped off since he's been overtaken, but I think if it wasn't for the DRS, 3 would have dropped back laps ago.
But I also think that Matt's tyres are now approaching that point where they are past their best, shall we say. He's now matching Fruit's tyre wear.
But the person he's battling's got 21 lap whole time.
Oh yeah, Matt will get past Gill, but that was a given anyway. Fruit, I think, is the man we need to keep an eye on for Matt's sake.
I'd arguably say the guy behind him.
Matt trying down the inside of Gill.
Mitch is only a second off DRS from these lot, and I've used much better tyres.
See what the AM2 champion can do. As Gill, he's going to come in now.
Yeah.
5 laps to go. And I think we'll see a move by Fruit on Matt as well.
I don't think so, personally.
Depends on battery. Matt's normally pretty good on it. So
Yeah,
I think he might be
Mitch
right.
is probably at the end of this lap. I think Mitch is my pick for P3.
Well, Mitch there got DRS off DJ Gill when he pitted.
I
as he
would
came
like
across.
to add that Mitch did get spun on lap 1 and he was last.
Oh yeah, he's definitely had a very, very good race. Lynx would have been another one as well if he'd not had his incident with Gill.
So we've got what? 4 laps to go. DJ Gill probably be able to pass Prentice, but will he be able to make the move and get that distance?
He should be able to, I think, yeah.
So 2 seconds a lap. Still big margin.
Yeah, but normally it would be a challenge, I think, but there's the difference in outright pace. He's already gained over a second, look. And that's in maybe half a lap. So once his tyres are at temperature, which they will be, and he's now, because he's on a straight, so he's losing time to Jay Prentice, who is straight line merchant. But then as soon as you get into the corners, look, there's another second, near enough, another 8
I would just like
tenths.
to add that Fruit's dropped back another 10th of Matty on that lap.
He has, and I'm not sure why, because he's now, I mean, the tyre life is obviously going to be a factor, but he's not at a point where he should be struggling compared to Matt. Which is confusing to me, but like I say, Mitch now within DRS range as well. But of course, he's got to get past these two. And
I think
both
the
are
hard
wily
part
old
for him-
customers.
I think the hard part is actually going to get on the back of them. So you need a good exit on DRS straight to just get on the back of them. So even though he's on tyres 9 laps younger, he doesn't have the all-out pace. What is Fruit doing? Like, was he just weaving?
He'll be trying to let Matt know. I mean, between them, of course, they are both Williams drivers, and Matt standing in for Aston tonight. He'll fight to the last, and these two have got a history actually of battling each other for positions until the last lap. The most notable one was at Brazil in an exhibition event we ran a couple of seasons ago, and it was pouring down with rain, and Matt actually ended up beating Fruit outright on pace that day.
So,
which nowadays you would say is plausible. Back then it really wasn't.
I've got a question now. With Charlie obviously retiring on the first lap, where does the constructors end like this?
As it stands right now, as Lynx spins on the exit of turn 14, right now, so AlphaTauri will gain 18 points, Aston Martin would gain 15, so it would be a 3-point change for AlphaTauri, so they would need to gain 17 points over Aston next week.
Don Amo's just hit the wall. Got a bit of damage. I think that's his battle with Thomas over. But something very big, Mitch just picked up a 3-second penalty.
And I think him out of the running.
Yeah, it's just taken him out. So it's straight fight, Matty and Fruit, P3.
You say that, we check the warnings. Bama 2 warnings, Jensen 2 warnings, Matt 2 warnings rather, and then Fruitful only has 1.
DJ Gill makes his first move.
Past Konzo. I think has had another off, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that wing damage is really starting to...
He doesn't have damage, does Konzo?
Yeah, he does. Picked it up really, really early on.
Oh yeah.
Not a chance to change it yet. And There we go. Konzo coming into the pits.
He's going to go for final lap.
Yeah.
Try and get fastest lap.
Cool. Link's far enough behind.
Bammer
So these
extended
spins.
it to 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, Bammer in the driving
That
seat.
pace is insane.
He's got a penalty and then a bit in his pocket, which is always nice to have. Because we're outside of the safety car range now.
Yeah, I think the only battle we needed to focus on is this battle for the third place. Which is nice, only having one battle. So you won't miss anything.
Yeah. Jay Prentice might try and stick with DJ Gill, but I don't think he's going to be able to manage that. Keep an eye on Konzo for fastest lap as well.
Yeah.
Fruitful looking at the back of Matt, going to try it down the inside. There he goes. But goes deep. Matt's going to switch back. Watching for Mitch, trying up the inside. Is he going to try it on the brakes? He is.
Dive it. Does he have the grip to go all the way around the outside? He should do, but no.
Not quite, but he'll have DRS though from Fruitful, who, if Matt gets a good exit...
Fruit has got the DRS.
Yeah, and
Matt's
Fruit will
got
get...
pretty decent, not the best exit, but then his tyres are 14 laps old, so... Probably as good as he's going to get.
On to the final lap then. Fruitful has probably 3 opportunities to make a move, but look at the speed advantage that Mitch has got here. Trying down the inside into 2. Quite compromises Fruit's exit, so he might try on the outside. I suppose it's the final lap, he might as well. Because he's got that penalty, so if he can force Fruitful into picking one up and then make the move, he's still on for potentially a P4, maybe even a P3 if things go all his way.
I'm not even going to look at penalties. It will happen when it happens. It shouldn't impact.
No, it won't impact much now.
Hopefully this battle for third won't impact Bama winning the race.
No, it won't do.
I don't think it should.
Lakes with the fastest lap, 31.9, but of course Konzo's just started his lap, so we'll wait and see what he can do.
That's it. So that's on to Bama.
Bama then, 2 corners to go. He will round the final corner and for the second time this week win the Russian Grand Prix. Second place will go to the champion-elect Jensen, over 5 seconds behind Bama. Matt will come home to take a spectacular third. Fruitful crashes across the line in 4th. Mitch will take 5th. Thomas home in 6th. He'll be pleased with that, given how his race unfolded. Gill takes 7th. Don Armour drops to 8th. Jay Prentice will come through to take P9. Konzo and Lynx, the last 2 then. We'll see.
Best fastest lap attempt.
So it's a 31.9 we're looking for him to beat.
I think he needs to improve quite a bit first.
Just looking at the timing screens. He's
used all his DRS already, so he's going for it.
He's going for it. I don't think he's going to get it though. Oh, he is. 31.
Does?
Oh, that's close. How close is that?
And he does get the extra point. That's 8 thousandths.
8 thousandths of a second, the difference. Wow.
And he gets an extra point.
And Lynx, the final man in P11, stuck it out, but unfortunately does not get a reward this time around. Lovely race from EU1, simply lovely. Bama then takes the victory. Stands on the top step for Mercedes in Russia. How many times have we seen that before? Jensen comes home in 2nd place, 18 points added to his title charges, will do him no harm whatsoever. Matt in 3rd, which he will be delighted with, I'm sure. Fruitful in 4th, having started at the back. He always likes to win and likes to be at the front, but I think he'll be pleased with that. Mitch in 5th, great job from him. Thomas 6th, Gil in 7th after his strategy gamble did not pay off. Donamo in 8th, J Prentice 9th, Conzo 10th, Lynx 11th are your finishers.
For me to add the 3 to the party.
It's up to you. If you want to do interviews, go for it. If not, we can leave it.
You can if you want. There's
We'll,
2 reserves as well, so it's like... Should we?
I don't know. I don't know if we normally do them for EU1. I don't know if Shane does.
I don't.
Jack Hockey in 12th, Electric Blade 13th, Austin 14th, Andy 15th, Spot 16th, and Charlie 17th are your DNFs.
I don't mind finishing up right now.
Yep, we'll call it there then for tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a ragtag kind of evening. And apologies if you wanted to hear from your drivers. You can always get in touch with us via Twitter if you want to have a question put to any of those 3. We hope you have enjoyed the show as we look over the race-winning Mercedes. If you have, make sure you follow us on all the social medias so you can stay up to date with everything Contest of Speed. If you're watching this back on YouTube later on, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this live on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get notifications whenever we go live. We race 6 times a week at the moment. And in the future, who knows, we might expand to even more. Thank you all again very much for watching. Magician, thank you for commentating with me tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you. We'll see you all next week for round 23, the penultimate round in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Good night.